everyone, and welcome to Toolbox Tuesday. If this is the first time you're joining me, my name is Shannon Donohoe-Simpson. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt completely alive? Not just busy or productive, but lit up, full of energy, joy, and ease. Was it when you were dancing? Were you laughing with a friend? Planning something exciting? What if that feeling isn't just a bonus to life? What if it's the whole point? Last night, I went to a beautiful women's circle. But before I left, I was all wrapped up in a spreadsheet that was causing me a ton of frustration and taking me back to old stories that I'm not smart enough. I phoned my girlfriend to tell her that I wasn't coming to the circle, but she didn't answer, and thank goodness. I pulled myself away from the computer and the spreadsheet, and I went to the women's circle. When I arrived home last night, I found myself filled up in a way that only happens when you're doing what your soul was made to do. It reminded me again how important it is to stay aligned with what brings us joy. Because the world will try to convince us that fulfillment comes from hustle, that we have to earn our joy through stress, through long hours, through deadlines, through pushing through. But what if that isn't true? What if what the world really needs from us is our joy? A close friend of me calls me the joy bringer. And last night, I really felt that. I started thinking back to all the moments in my life where I felt most like me. Planning all of my high school dances, hosting formal parties at my parents' house. I did my first one at age 16. Throwing huge summer barbecues with my family and my friends. Running hospital events, Christmas dinners, car shows, huge country fairs, organizing women's retreats, and 200 plus dance parties. I realized that there's a pattern. I love people. I love creating spaces where they feel alive, connected, and seen. I love inviting people, planning, calling them up and saying, hey, you need to come. Connection and joy, it's in my bones. It's my medicine, and it's my gift. I once heard a story about a man that worked for Walt Disney, and his whole job, was about connecting. They actually planned parties just so he could go to the party and network and connect with people. And I thought, wow, to be paid to do what you love? I remember when I planned our first 200 plus dance party. The energy in the room was absolutely palpable. And I was in the middle of the dance floor and my friend Laura came running up to me. She put her arms around me and she pointed all through the dance floor and she said, Shannon, look around. You created this. In that moment, I could have cried. But it's the truth. And that's what happens when you do what you love. Imagine a life where you said yes to what lights you up, where your calendar wasn't full of obligations, but invitations, where your work didn't feel like effort because it was aligned with your essence, where joy wasn't something that you chased, but something that you radiated. When I live from this space, everything I've ever dreamed of, connection, opportunity, abundance, shows up effortlessly. And just so you know, a friend of mine sitting in the circle last night came up to me just before she left and she said, Shannon, let me help you with those spreadsheets. It's my jam. She says, we'll make it fun and we'll do it together. And that's the magic that unfolds and the doors that open when we do what we love. So here's my invitation. This week, take notice of the moments that fill you up. What are you doing? Who are you with? What if that's not a coincidence, but a compass? What if the things that light you up are the very things that you're meant to do? What if joy is the work? What if doing what you love isn't selfish, but sacred? What if the world is waiting for the version of you who makes you fully alive? And what if staying in your joy is how the magic finds you? So this week, follow your joy. Choose connection. Say yes to what lights you up. Call that friend. Plan that thing. Dance in your kitchen. Walk in the forest. Plan phone dates. Whatever it is that makes you feel alive. Because when you're in joy, you're in alignment. And that's when the magic unfolds. If today's episode resonates with you, I would love for you to share it with someone that you care about. Please click below and subscribe to my new YouTube channel. It helps me out a lot. And have a beautiful day. Let's keep this conversation going. We will see you next Tuesday. Take care. Bye, everyone.